Hi, how's it going? Um, so, in this video, again, thanks for watching, thanks for checking out the channel. We're going to recap 2019, as the title says. 2019 was an incredible year for me. One of the best years I've had on the water in a long, long time. In 2018, made the decision that we were going to go full charge into 2019. We were giving it everything we got. I've been trying to get back to the regional and that, and I'm wanting to get to the national level. So I've been trying to get back to that regional level for a couple of years, and I needed to get back there. That was an incredible feeling when I got to go to Douglas Lake, and I wanted to do everything I could in 2019 to make that happen again. So we put all the cards in. We were fishing TBF, New Hampshire TBF, New Hampshire bass, and Maine bass. New Hampshire TBF, we do the opens with Tom, and then we'd fish the solo, the state qualifier, then hopefully get to the semis, and so on. And New Hampshire bass, we'd do the opens with Eddie, and do the STQT solo, and then hopefully advance from there to regional. And then Maine. The only thing I did in Maine was fish the fish-offs to try to get to the Maine, try to get to the Bass Regional through Maine as well. So 2019 starts. First tournament of the year is on Winnipesaukee, and fishing the TBF Open with Tom. I'll run through my New Hampshire TBF stuff first, and then we'll go bass and solo from there. It's probably easier that way. Makes it a little less confusing. But so me and Tom fished the New Hampshire TBF Open on Winnie. I don't know how many boats there were. It was probably 40, 50. But we had an alright day. Not a great day. We ended up catching a little over 8 pounds that day. Finished 17th overall. The way Team of the Year worked over there was only if both the members are federated and competing together, only those teams with 2 federated members get points. So we actually got halfway decent points for that because there wasn't a whole lot of those teams that had finished ahead of us. So I think we got like 8th or 9th place points for TBF, so that worked out. Next event for TBF was on Ticonderoga. Me and Tom went up on that Wednesday. Or Tuesday night, and we fished Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Practice and tournament was Saturday, Sunday, 2-day events. So we spent 5 days out of Champlain. Got into some fish on Wednesday. Made a charge to try to go catch some smallies on Thursday in practice. Didn't work out. Friday, we thought we got into a pretty good deal. We had located some fish. They were good quality fish. And we were hoping that pattern would kind of play out for us. It seemed to be, we developed that pattern and we replicated it along the lake, and it seemed to be holding fish, so and good quality fish. So day one of that tournament, we weighed just under 24 pounds, 23 and change, somewhere in there. And then day 2 was a grind for us. It was an alright day 1, but day 2 was just an absolute grind. I think we caught our last limit fish with like 10 minutes left in the day. We managed to finish 13th overall on that with a little over 40 pounds for 2 days. And again, we got decent TBF points because not all those teams were TBF, 2 TBF members, so we got like 4th and 5th place TBF points for that event. Helped us out. Next event is in August 10th on Cabo Sicante. We're doing the Lobster Open with Maine and TBF. We're getting together, having a great event. Me and Tom met up Friday night. The event was Saturday. I got us a campsite at the campground up there at Birches. Great little spot. And we set up camp for the night. We just slept in the trucks. You know, we got the boat in the water on the dock when we got there, got our stuff ready, everything was in the boat, and we cooked out, had a fire, had fun. Shot the breeze for a little while, and just slept in the trucks and got up in the morning, got ready to go fishing. We didn't pre-fish, we didn't do any of that. We kind of had a game plan. We knew what we were doing. We both had been there for a little bit. I've been there a few times before, so we just went and did our plan. And it worked out for us. We ended up weighing just under 22 pounds with 7 fish. Finished 8th place overall in the event and got 3rd place points for TBF. So got a check in that event. There was a lot of teams that showed up for that one. So that was good. Then the final event of the year was on Winnie. But before that event, TBF does the SFQT, the state fish, qualifying tournament, state final qualifying tournament, and that was on Squam Lake in August. 1-day event, top 10, I believe, top 6. It depends on how many entries there are. Get free entries in the semifinals for New Hampshire. I ended up coming in 3rd in that event. I got a free rod out of that deal, so that was pretty sweet. Tommy fished that event. It was on, I think it was a Saturday, and Tommy had surgery on his shoulder that Friday. I can't thank Tom enough for fishing that event. He didn't have to, but it was a choice we had talked about together for a little while when we saw the points still playing out for Team of the Year the way they were. You got 5 bonus points, 2.5 for each member that fished that event. We knew that those 5 points would be critical if we wanted to give that Team of the Year a run. We were in the hunt. We were sitting 3rd, 2nd, somewhere in there. We had a chance. If we lost those 5 bonus points and other teams, got them, we'd be tough to make up. So Tommy had his nerve blocker, still in a sling, and Tommy went fishing that day. And I can't thank Tom enough. He's an incredible dude, great friend, and I love spending time with Tom. He would do anything for anybody, and for what he did for that weekend and for us, I treasure that. I appreciate it more than I think he'll ever know. But our last event of the year was on Winnie. We were trailing in the points by a couple. It was on October 20th. And we had a plan for that event. Our plan was to get a limit. We weren't swinging for the fence. We weren't shooting for the win. You did get 5 bonus points if both members were TBF Federated members and in the Team of the Year race if you won the event. It hadn't happened yet that year, so it wasn't really a big concern for us. Our thought was just be consistent, keep doing what we were doing all year, get our limit, and put the pressure on everybody else. I had some fish located out in some deeper water, and it took us a little bit that day to get them, but we eventually got them. We ended up weighing 17.24 on that day and coming in 12th place. But the key for us is we were consistent. The teams that were ahead of us in the Team of the Year points struggled that day, and they fell. So on that day, we ended up winning Team of the Year. Incredible feat for us. This was our first year fishing all the TBF events together, and it worked out real well. We ended up winning that Team of the Year by 2 points. So if you think back to the SFQT and Tommy fishing in a sling, if he doesn't get us those 2.5 points, we don't win Team of the Year. So again, I'm grateful for Tom for that. Next event, next trail, me and Eddie did the Bass Opens. We started May 5th, and we struggled. We only caught 2 fish. We came in like 38th. Like I said, not a great start to the year. And then on 6/17, we were on, I believe it was Newfound Lake, and we had a good day. 4 fish limit. We caught a little over 12 pounds, but that came in 15th place. It was a bed fishing day. A lot of guys caught some good fish that day. Our next event was on Moore Dam. Been there twice now. Not my favorite place. Always struggle. We ended up coming in 22nd out of like 26 or 27 boats. Not a good showing. And then our next event was in August, on August 4th. We were on Lake Winnipesaukee again. Me and Eddie have done pretty well on Lake Winnie. We're starting to kind of figure that lake out after years of it kicking our butts. But we're starting to do well. I remember that day. We didn't have much in the boat, but with like an hour left to go, we pulled up in these two spots, and Eddie catches like 2 4-pounders, and it absolutely flips our day. We ended up coming in fourth that day with a hair under 20 pounds, and got a nice check. It was a great day. We salvaged it. That's why you fished to the end. The final event of the year was on October 13th. We went out and fished some of those deep fish that I had. We ended up catching a limit and coming in 14th. We had just under 15 pounds. They just weren't biting as good that day for us. But me and Eddie ended up tied for 6th in Team of the Year over at in the Bass Nation. So that was a good little run for us. We'll take it. We did miss one event because we had to go to my older brother's bachelor party, but that, life things happen, and you got to make some sacrifices. So who knows how high we could have finished, but we'll take the 6th. We did get an invitation to go to the Team of the Year Championship on Hartwell. Unfortunately, we had to decline given it was right before Christmas and the holidays, and we have young kids and family, and just the expenses. We couldn't swing it, so we declined, and we said no, thank you. But as far as solo for the year, so I fished the TBF SFQT, came in 3rd place, won a rod, got my entry into the semifinals. Big goal accomplished. And then I fished the Maine Bass fish-offs. I ended up coming in 25th. That was a 2-day event in September. I think it was the 7th and 8th of September. Great experience. Met some great people. Stayed with Lou Zamorelli. Awesome dude. Appreciate everything he did for me that weekend. He didn't have to do any of that, but he did. Awesome guy. We had a great time in the boat. Then the following weekend we had the New Hampshire Bass. Actually, the following weekend I had my brother's wedding. So the timing actually worked out. That was a great weekend. And then the weekend after that we had the New Hampshire Bass STQT. First day I fished with Randy Almeida, and day 2 I fished with Jim McNeil. Both of them put me around fish, and we got the goal accomplished again. We came in 3rd place there, so we finally got back to that state team. We did it. We're going to regionals on Lake Erie, and I was pumped. I was thrilled. Incredible. Then the last solo event I had for the year was the New Hampshire TBF semifinals. This was on Winnipesaukee again. Day 1 I fished with Cody Pettit from Maine, and day 2 I had Chris Perry from New Hampshire. Me and Chris had shared a boat prior the year before fishing the SFQT, and we had a good time. So it was nice to kind of know a guy. But day 1 I caught a couple 3-pounders late in the day that kind of salvaged my day. Ended up weighing like 10.3 day 1. I was about 1.5 pounds out of first. Still in the hunt. Main goal, main objective for me, better myself from the day before for day 2. So that's what we were shooting for. Day 2, me and Chris had a plan. We had talked. He had a struggle on day 1. He wanted to do whatever he could to try to help me out to get some fish in the boat and try to come in 1st place. So he let me fish my spots. He let me fish my fish, and it was a grind. It was very windy that day. We were out there battling the waves. I dropped a few, caught a couple early. So we went to go fish some of Chris's water to get out of there for a little bit because it was kind of rough. And at one point we're fishing Chris's stuff. He gets a couple in the boat. He looks at me and he says, if you were me right now, what would you be doing? And I said, I'd be out there battling the waves. Only because I know the fish are there. It's just a matter of figuring them out. And Chris pulled up the trolling motor and said, let's go do it. Let's go get you there. And awesome guy, awesome dude. So we made that run back out to the deep water, and we dialed them in, and ended up catching like 7 keepers that day out there, but ended up weighing in 10.5 that day. It was I bettered myself from the day before, so that was the goal. But little did I know the guy that weighed in behind me, Tyler Robinson, who was leading after day 1, paired up with Dan Tavilla on day 2 and got a sack and a half. I mean, he weighed 13 and change and absolutely slayed him from the back of the boat. So good for him. So I ended up coming in 3rd place, 2nd in New Hampshire, and Tyler had 1st. So all in all, it was an incredible year. What I didn't expect was that phone call on January 15th that Tyler couldn't go to the TBF National Championship, and I got the phone call and asked if I wanted to go, so I got to take that spot, and it's an opportunity that I will cherish for a lifetime. The only other tournament I fished during that year was the annual Grandview Campground Tournament. Me and Eddie fished that. We fish it every year that we can, as long as our schedules allow it. And this year we caught one of the biggest sacks we've ever caught in that lake. We caught just a hair under 19 pounds with 5 fish. Fortunately didn't win. We ended up coming in second. There was a couple guys that wrangled in 22, 23 pounds that day, but incredible day out of them. But that lake really showed out that day with all those boats out there. But that's 2019 in a nutshell. 2020 started off great. TBF National Championship, Eastern Division Co-Angler Champion, came in 7th place overall. We're starting the year off good, so we're going to try to keep that momentum rolling. We're going to head into the BFL All-American and give that the best we can. I appreciate you taking the time. Check out the video. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.